How are you guys? Welcome to another episode of Outreach with Reggie, where we're in Athens for the Embark 2025 Embark Conference. It is here at the Georgia Center at UGA, and this is amazing because this makes 1 year since I spoke at on a social justice level about the care system. Sorry, I'm tripping up. But as you see here, there I am at the University of Georgia, and it is actually in this room. I'm gonna see if I could come in here for a little bit, try to peek my head. In this room here is where I spoke for the first time. But yes, right in that Master's Hall is where I was last year when I was given 5 minutes to speak about my experience in the care system in front of 125 juvenile court justices in the state of Georgia. And that turned into fostering a multitude of connections throughout. And since then, I've been blessed to do the work that I'm able to do right now. So with that being said, we are officially in Athens, and T-minus 6 hours, 7 hours from now, we're going to be stepping into some very good business. Alrighty, yes, the iridescent light is over me now. We are just now entering the hotel room, man. Now, to me, it's not new because, like I said, I was here last year, but we're gonna check out the room real quick just to get the ambiance of what I'm dealing with for the next 2.5 days. So walk with me. Okay, we got some bathroom action going on. We ain't gotta worry about no light bills. We're gonna keep that rolling. Tight space, but you know, big man gonna make it work. Don't mind that. For the business attire, okay, I like it. The mirror going. And then, of course, go Bulldogs. Got the Georgia stitch with the nice bed and lamp. And then, of course, TV. And then, okay. It's nice. Nice phone. Overall, pretty good stuff. But aren't you guys, I'm gonna get some nice well-needed rest. And I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow because we have a long day ahead of us. But as of right now, I'll see you guys in a bit. Peace. All right, guys, good morning. I'm fast forwarding to the next day. This is officially day 1 of the conference. And I'm gonna show you, I showed you last night where I was trusted in speaking for 5 minutes, sharing a bit about my story in the care system. Bit of a small room, but you know, I'm appreciative about the opportunity. And now I'm here for a sneak peek of where I'll be speaking from today. And then, of course, come tomorrow, this is my view of me speaking at the conference, doing my speech. And at first glance, it's not intimidating, but nothing is intimidating with the right man on my side, that being God, of course. And with him, nothing is impossible. So it turns out I'm actually an MC for the event, and it's quite interesting. right, you guys, we are officially done with day one of the work of the conference. I'm officially an MC. It's good to be back in the state of Georgia doing something like this. Yes, it's cool to go out of the state. DC was beautiful. Colorado was amazing. The views were magnificent, but there's nothing like home. So with that being said, day one of the 2025 Embark conference at UGA is done. So right now we're gonna go to the reception, which is at the museum here on the campus. So come along with me. We're gonna snap some very quick video.
Well, I mean, once you get that bachelor's, I don't know how much more without experience that you're gonna learn. So, oh, this is like the flapper 20s era kind of stuff. I just feel like magazines and everything were so much cooler back then.
Alrighty, you guys, we are in the art museum, the Georgia Museum of Arts. And we're just gonna be checking out beautiful paintings like that right there, along with many other forms of paintings. I'm gonna get some good clips for y'all. Yeah, we'll get some good clips for y'all. Some good old clips. Yeah. That man's a clean man right there. We'll see. See his name, yes. Lieutenant, General, and Lieutenant. He's a General Lieutenant Zaboykin. Man's a good man right there. He's clean. Good. Dripped in gold. And they got the gold thing. You know Spencer. They about to kick you with the gold on them? My God. Yeah, man, they got that thing dripped in gold. Yeah. This is the type of painting style I like right there. The type of painting style that I like. Let me get up out there. Yeah, man. This in particular is the painting style that made me a fan of art. All right, you guys, today is the day. Day two, we fast forwarded a little bit, but we're in day two, the final day, at the final hour, where I'm gonna be giving a speech at the conference. Am I intimidated? Absolutely not, because I practiced and I'm getting ready to do my thing. And I'm so pumped, I'm so excited. I'm so excited to do it because this is the first time where I get to tell my story my way. So with that being said, stay tuned. I'm about to go into final preparations. I have a couple minutes left. I say about not a couple minutes, about probably an hour. But without further ado, I'm gonna take you with me to show you my preparation. Stay tuned.
about himself. So, Reggie, I invite you to go ahead and come up to the front and close us out.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, afternoon, morning, somewhere, some time is confusing thing. Before I begin, I'm gonna ask a question to the audience. Who would you say is your biggest hero?
The Lord.
Okay, like that.
Black Panther.
Yes, good. Well, within my speech, I hope to share a bit of not only my story, but a chance to share a little story about one of my heroes. So, thank you. Once again, my name is Reggie, and it is such an honor to stand here on this stage for the very first time at the 2025 Embark conference. If you had met me years ago, you may have never believed I would make it here. And honestly, there were moments, critical moments, where I didn't see this as a reality. My college story looks very different in very, very, very weird ways, but as I would attend a few colleges beforehand, I would eventually find a landing space at the University of West Georgia. I was excited. I had found my passion in a program for television, and I threw myself into work at the campus TV station. Along with that, I would join many student organizations that fueled that passion. I loved it so much, I poured all of my time into it. But something very interesting happened. I was contacted by a member of my biological family, my first cousin. And he would give me a revelation about my family and the history of it, including the history of what happened with my mother, why things went the way they were, and what life looked like after I went into care. And while chasing that dream of being in college, I was slowly losing a grip on my academics because silently, as years progressed, I was dealing and confronting trauma that I was living with for quite some time after that. So eventually, due to my grades, I had to leave. And in that moment, I felt like I failed. I felt like I failed myself, and I failed everyone who ever believed in me, who ever saw anything of good in me. It was during that season, it was a dark Christmas, that season of disappointment that mentors and friends challenged me with questions. What is your why? Why did I choose college when there were so many other avenues to choose? And I never forget what came to mind. I thought about my time growing up in Atlanta, watching one of my heroes, which was my mom. My mother raised 4 kids on her own, working 2 jobs. I remember distinctively going to sleep at 7 p.m. because her shift was at 8 o'clock. And she would come home at 8 a.m. to help us get ready for school. I was privileged enough to watch her provide food on the table and a roof over our heads. I was privileged enough to see everything my mom had experienced and endured, from the highs and the lows. While witnessing this, there were many nights where things were tough, trying to help my mom by bringing food from school, hoping the milk wouldn't spoil just right to help aid with my sisters. We would end up in a room with nothing to do, with no TV and no games, just 4 kids and 4 walls. But there was one window within that room. And within that window, I would press my face to that glass and dream. I would imagine all of the places I could go, and all of the things that I could become, all the professions I could do. As a teacher, when I went to school, I could be a teacher. When I heard the news on the radio, I could be a reporter. And no matter how heavy life felt inside that room, that window became my escape. How I began to see life. My vision became something much, much more. I kept going back to that window, and I realized in that present moment of despair and disappointment that my why had nothing to do about earning a degree. It was about keeping a promise to that young boy who once dared to dream. I didn't want to let him down, so I picked myself back up and regained focus on my academics and what I envisioned in that current state. And I did it. I found myself back at West Georgia after spending some time at North Georgia Technical College, but life wasn't done testing me. Because at one point, I faced severe housing insecurity while getting my academics back on track. And later, while at the University of West Georgia last year, in my senior year, on Mother's Day, I lost one of my heroes. She passed away. And losing her was one of the hardest moments of my life, but even in her absence, I felt her presence. I felt her work ethic, her sacrifice, her love, pushing me forward. So that summer I took 5 classes while in grief, and the family dynamic was dissolving further and further in. But understanding the depth of what my mom was going through and the depth of who she was as a mother and as a person that's trying to survive allows me to be who I am without fear and to be balanced within my passions and the things I desire. And so I did it. In 2024 fall semester, I graduated with a degree in digital media and communications with a minor in sociology. Today, I do not stand before you as a college graduate. I stand before you as the other end of what that young boy once looked out the window and imagined. I stand here before you as the answered prayers of a single mother with 4 children. I stand here as proof that hard work, grit, and love can carry you through when quitting would have been so much easier. And lastly, I stand here to thank you, all of you, to not only share this space with you, but share this time with you. Because to be honest, I'm not sure what my next chapter looks like. But I do know that the way that I define success is not in the success itself, nor the accomplishments, but to overcome the obstacles that provides roadblocks within the way. So, here's to the heroes. And my name is Reggie Holloway, and I thank you so much for your time. And now, so now to introduce our keynote speaker. Even though she kept her dreams alive against the odds and attended a top college, she knows it wasn't solely due to resilience. Success required luck, privilege, and support. In this passionate talk, Indy asked her audiences to throw away the American fantasy that poverty, illness, or any other adversity can be conquered through sheer grit and bootstrapping and ingenuity. Drawing on the research about what truly inspires resilience, Indy urges us to shift our focus from encouraging resilience and instead address the underlying social problems and provide individuals the support they need to persevere. So without further ado, let's stand up. Let's give a warming, raging welcome to our keynote speaker, Indy.
Hey guys, I am finally home, and I can attest, I don't have any more flights, I don't have any more conferences, I don't have anything else to do as a speaker, but I have a ton to do as an attendee and as an advocate. So with the work that never stops, I shall bid you adieu for now. Peace.